Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Enderal. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today here in our first sign of civilization, really, at the end of the day. I mean, not really the first sign of civilization because we just got through ruins, but there's people that are alive. So, answers marked with... Oh, carry the story forward. Yeah, I noticed that. There's a chance the dialogue's options aren't always available. Interesting. Hey, sir.
Now, would you look at that? I knew I'd seen someone scrambling in the mountains. What brings you here, my dame?
That's a long story. Where am I here? Where am I here? And who are you?
Who am I? Findelires, apothecarius by my path. Pleased to meet you. And you are at Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. Where are you from? But wait, don't tell me. I know that accent. Nerim, isn't it?
There we go. Everything's locked up. At least for the night we should. Wait a second. Who's that?
Oh boy.
Just an adventurer on her way. No reason to worry.
No reason to worry? For heck's sake, Finn! How do you know that this girl isn't with the bandits? You said you'd call me if anyone showed up. And now you're standing here, having a chat with her as if we were in the bathing house of Ark.
Lo and behold, we are still alive. Now, is there anything else, Carbos?
I've got my eye on you. Touch any of our stuff, and you'll regret it.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
May I present Carbos,
smarter
as
one
he
than you.
lives and breathes. Sorry about that just now. That's just how he is. In any case, if you don't need any more help, I'd suggest you move on. Follow the way east behind the dam house. It'll lead you to a village called Riverville. Ah, here, take this. Truth be told, you don't look so healthy.
No.
Your eyes... well, whatever.
Oh, you didn't see them how they were when they were all black. So apparently knowledge gives us knowledge. Well, yeah. So, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I mean, we got hints that in terms of at least dialogue, this game was gonna be way more developed than Skyrim before. But I think now we have the confirmation, don't we? Let's see. What about my eyes? I'm not gonna ask that. Well, I guess that's it for now. Yes. Can you tell me more about this region?
Well, what can I tell you? This is the Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. A pretty peaceful area, except for all the animals and bandits that have recently started going crazy.
Yep.
And, well, that's pretty much it. I think you should ask the people in Riverville if you want to know more. They certainly have some stories to tell.
I think I'm gonna help them out with things. Gather knowledge about Enderal. Good stuff. I see. And are there places that might be of interest to an adventurer like myself?
To an adventurer? If you ask me, what you need before you adventure anywhere is some good old-fashioned shut-eye. But yes, there are some places. The Three River Watch, for example, right there below the stone arch. It was once an old trading post, but now it's full of shady characters. Ah, and there's also a big Pyrian ruin south of it.
Pyrian? Oh, okay. You said you were an apothecarius by my path. What do you mean by your path?
By the Black Guardian. You really are an outlander, aren't you? My path is... well, it's just me path. My role designated to me by Malthus. A kind of calling, if you will.
A role designated by Malthus? You mean the god assign your profession to you?
Not exactly. Malthus designates our place in society. Generally the same one our fathers and forefathers occupied. I walk the path of the erudites. And there's also the manufacturers, the sublimes, and, of course, the pathless. Within these roles, we are free to choose a profession, but certain vocations that are available to an erudite are not permitted to a manufacturer, which is one path below. However, Below does not mean that it is in any way inferior. Everyone on Enderal does what they do best. And who would know better than the gods what exactly that is?
Just an idea yourself. I'm not gonna say that. Let's see, because I want to not advance the conversation. Let's see. But aren't you frustrated by being bound to that? But no, let's not ask that. That's a little bit too things. Who are these pathless?
Men or women who have never received the path consecration, or those who have broken their path. Brigands, glimmer dust smugglers, murderers. Well, you know.
Yeah, people whose path doesn't fit your preconceived notions of society. Also law. Yeah, in Harem, there's a rumor that the gods are dead.
And over here, there's a rumor that the Golden Queen has a weakness for men in gowns.
I'll be sure to
Seriously,
remember that.
be careful with that kind of gossip. I know you don't mean any harm, but there are a few who might consider it heresy.
So I fled a place. Actually, in Nerhim, I guess it's not oppressive anymore in terms of people who don't believe in the gods or the power, because it's all very messy from what we saw. So I guess maybe this is just like it was. Enderal is like Nerhim was, but not anymore. I don't know. How about yourself?
Maybe. But if I look at other countries, even within the civilized world, it's hard to find a people as peaceful as ours.
Sure. I don't follow, but anyway, what about my eyes? What he said about my eyes?
There's something peculiar about you. I don't know how else to say it. I would examine you myself,
No,
but
you
we
wouldn't.
don't have the right equipment with us.
No,
So if
right.
I were you, I'd ask a priest in Riverville to have a look at you. Who knows? Maybe you caught something in that temple.
Interesting. I don't think it was the temple. It might have been the ship. But what's your story? Why are you here?
Us? Oh, nothing spectacular, I'm afraid. We gather herbs, but tomorrow we're going back north, to League. You should stop by one day if you're in the area.
Sure.
Someone who scours Pyrian ruins and survives could surely be useful to the apothecary and help us find some things.
Yeah, those Deostalkers were some really nasty creatures. Well, actually, there were a few nastier creatures. But can I trade some goods with you? I found some things in the ruins.
Yeah, why not? Show me what you've got. Maybe I have some things you can use.
Well, thank you very much. Okay. So, our carry weight is very, very good. I like that. I like that a lot, that we can carry a lot of stuff. I mean, I would like that we could, that we wouldn't need to worry about that, but anyway. This is his stuff, though. I can buy ambrosia. It's quite expensive, so let's not buy ambrosia. And down here we can select this. Good stuff. And we have a brittle bow that I'm going to sell. An iron dagger that I'm also going to sell. And knives. Gonna sell those. An old sword. That's not as good, is it? What damage? Nah, it's the same thing. Huh. Old sword is a little bit heavier. That is a nice looking sword though, but that handle is way too big. Is that supposed to be like a two-handed or maybe a hand and a half sword? Sell. Can I double? Yeah, W and D, or actually A and D work there. Enter. Thank you. Let's see what else we have here. We have some clothes, some gauntlets. These things are not really needed, so I'm just gonna do that. Why does it have that mark over there? I don't know what that is. Let's sell the vagrant dress over there. And yes, never mind that I'm naked. And I'm gonna keep shoes on me, just, you know, because this is a robe, so I don't need pants. And actually, these are clothes, so there's no pants. Okay. There we go. Okay, and then we have a bunch of more potions. We have some scrolls over here. Oh, that's a scroll of healing, so yeah, let's not bother with that. And then the rest of the stuff I'm probably gonna keep for right now. This book, though, I don't need. Does he have money? Fin gold. Yeah, he does. Okay. Spell. Yeah, I've had that one before. And then we have other stuff over here that is actually quite expensive, like amethysts. What I need to look at, though, is these things. like these bowls and stuff. Empty wine bottle. I'm gonna keep these around. The goblet, probably not. Goblets of the ancient nations, no. Iron ore, nail, soul gems. I got scrap metal of the ancient nations. I suppose this is to be sold. Meant to be sold, I mean. Probably with a misc here. Well, which one do I prefer? I guess this would be easier to use, this one over here, but this one looks better, so there we go. It makes no difference whatsoever. We got a skull over here that we got because of reasons. The wolf belt, probably gonna need to have that for crafting, and the gem over here I'm gonna keep because it is. There's no real reason to sell it at this point, so we're good. Okay, and I think that's that. Thanks for the help.
Don't mention it. I wish you a quick recovery and safe roads. Walk blessed. Carlos,
Okay.
do we need the still tomorrow? Or can I clean all the tools?
Blazes, Finn, I'm playing. Don't bother me.
I guess that means no.
Yeah, that means yeah. Oof. Your arcane fever worsened. This negatively affects your character values. Why? What did I do? Why? I can eat ambrosia, but what happened? I noticed that... Like, seriously, what is going on? Okay, I can look at my character over here. Can I tell... That's the compass up there. Can I tell my stats from over here? No. Magic? Maybe. No. Okay, maybe if I press L? This is not supposed to... We are not supposed to access this. L is my key for the quick stats. Okay, so I have ambrosia, so it's not a big deal. I don't know why my arcane fever worsened. Was it because I... what? Fell by 29% rather than 20. Can we be okay? Apparently not. Hey man, I'm probably need to sleep. Can I have a nap? Excuse me, sir. Alchemy device. Can I interact with it? Well,
By the righteous path. What happened to you? You look as if you've met the Black Guardian himself.
yeah, I suddenly have this kind of, fever. Do you have any idea what it could be?
Fever?
Yeah.
Well, there could be many causes. Wait a moment. I think I still have some grunt root. That should be enough to ease your pain, at least for now. Take a seat at the fire. The warmth might help you.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Well-
so now we're brewing potions for complete strangers.
Well,
I just...
if the strangers are about to die of fever, then yes. There was that oath we swore once, remember? To help the afflicted, to...
Whatever.
Thank you. Gruntroots, gruntroots. Ah, here we go.
Oh boy. That guy plays nicely. Hey. Oh, he's doing his thing. Good stuff. I don't think I actually talked to him. I think he talked to me when he noticed this poor state of
let's
affairs.
see. Sheer cap, some water. Ha! Done. I can't make any promises, but...
Finn, the still.
What? Oh!
Do something, damn it! Do something! Oh,
Oh, the time has stopped. What? Oh.
oh sod it.
Do I really have to watch every step you take? That was a fucking close call.
What is...
Hey, I'm sorry, alright. We'll pick up a new one in Ark.
Yeah, and you're paying for it.
What about
I
my...
thought this bloody day couldn't get any worse.
What about my fever?
This day isn't getting any better. Here, drink this.
Oh,
It'll
thank you.
help you.
Thank you. I'm gonna uncork the bottle and drink the potion.
See? You already look a lot better.
Woo!
Still, you should let a priest take a look at that fever as soon as possible. The grunt root potion will wane in a few days.
Thanks. What in the blazes just happened there?
What? You mean the still? Bad quality. And too much heat, I'd wager. But, whatever will be, will be.
But the voices, they were yours.
Explosion? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Finn Dalaris. Died in 8234. Cause of death, exploding still.
Ha ha. Look,
Why was
I
that
really
funny? Why
don't
did I
know
laugh?
what you're talking about. Maybe...
Wait a second. What was that?
Oh boy. Can you guys please stop saying what was this and what was that? That guy is so jumpy.
I could have sworn I saw something moving over there.
I tell you.
Oh, shit!
Oh. Well,
What the...
let me out.
Carbos!
Oh, I should.
They've hit me, Finn. Those bastards. They've hit me.
They did. I think that was at the heart, though.
Carbos!
That was realistic.
Do
Good.
something, damn it!
Oh, what? That was not, though. Why the explosion? What was that? Oh, boy.
Now would you look at that? Our mysterious survivor has awoken.
No. Seems like I've been awaking too many times these past few days. Where am I? Who are you?
Jaspar Matumiel Delveric. Jaspar for short. And you, my friend, are in my very own campsite. And before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary. The only reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion threw you right into a thicket. Luckily enough, most of your injuries are only superficial, and I've already taken care of them. Your fever, though, is an entirely different story.
Well, how do you know all this? Were you there when they attacked?
Suffice it to say, I was on the perimeter. And no, I didn't help for two reasons. One, I was outnumbered like crazy, and two, I'm in a happy relationship with my entrails. I wish I had a more heroic answer for you, but I don't. Sorry.
No. What about my fever? Do you know anything about it?
Yep, quite a lot, actually. You're suffering from first-degree Arcanist's fever. I'm quite surprised that the old apothecarius didn't see that, to be honest. You're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the bard songs, right? And you're feeling unusually strong and dizzy at the same time? While drinking herbal potions leaves kind of a bitter feeling in your head?
Well, it does, yeah. Then this Arcanist fever is responsible for these, things I can suddenly do? The magic?
Yep. Your magical talent has broken free inside you. I don't have any myself, but I've worked together with enough Arcanists to know the signs. Simply put, what's happening is that your body can't cope with the magic. This isn't much of a problem at first, but if you don't do anything about it within the next couple of months, you'll find yourself running through the heartland naked, throwing fireballs at everything that moves. You'll lose your mind, to speak plain and all.
Sounds a fair trade. But the fever can be treated, right?
Yes, of course. Though someone who's magically gifted will always react differently to certain situations than someone who isn't. As I said, some herbs will always worsen your fever, as will magically contaminated areas.
Yeah. So this fever gets worse whenever I, drink potions?
Among other things, yes. Just as being magically gifted can make a person powerful, it can also make them sensitive and prone to certain conditions. Just don't overdo it sleeping in ruins or in the wilderness. Instead, set up a camp somewhere. Plus, as you've already said yourself, don't overdo it with potions.
Yeah, I know. So, what happens if I do these things? How does the fever affect me exactly?
Well, that depends on how bad it gets. At first, you'll suffer these diffuse headaches from time to time. Then your sight will permanently blur. And then you'll suffer a case of acute death, so to speak.
The fever can kill me.
Yep. Everything has its price, as the wise hermit likes to say.
And how can I treat it? I mean, with this grunt root extract?
What? No. That won't help you in the long run. What you need is ambrosia, a special mixture of herbs that can remedy the fever without any side effects. Every good alchemist has that in stock, but it'll cost you.
I know. So what about these visions?
Visions?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'd call them. I have these kind of premonitions of things which are about to happen. Oh. So that's what happened there. Are they also a side effect of the fever?
No. Well, none that I know of. The only visions I ever had were those that come along with a good pipe of peaceweed.
I could use that.
You know what? Someone has to take care of your fever. And as it happens, I know someone who could. But in return, I want you to tell me everything. How did you get here? And what did you do in that temple? And what exactly did you see in those visions? I Can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you, and that makes me curious. So, healing for information. What do you say?
Sure, healing for information. I'm gonna tell you about what happened.
Then shoot. I'm eager to listen.
Fade to black.
I understand. My condolences for your loss. So that means you somehow survived this execution. And before you got washed ashore, you had this, this dream? In which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light.
Oh, yeah, but it wasn't just a dream, it was more like a memory. The temple I saw in it was exactly the same as the one in the valley. Do you know what I mean?
I hope so. So your magical outburst didn't happen slowly as it usually does, but all of a sudden after this near-death experience. And with it came these visions.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess you know how absurd all this must sound, but somehow I believe you. Heck knows why, but I do. So,
Well,
that means I'll introduce you to my employer. If anyone can help you, it's him. There is, however, one thing with which I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can start our journey to Ark.
I was gonna compliment the writing there because it's really effective. Like, we're effectively 2 hours into the game. It's effective to recap the situation before we are sent back into the world because, I mean, this is an open world game, I assume. So that is effective writing. Unfortunately, he immediately followed that by, I don't know why I believe you, but I do, which is the cheesiest and most, no. But, yeah, let's just look past that, I guess. So what exactly is Ark?
Ark? The capital of this country? Walls high as towers of iron-hard stone, rest alone in the mountains in granite enthroned, never decaying, the ages surveying, guarded by the Lord, and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. If you plan on staying in this land, sooner or later you'll see it with your own eyes.
Sure. Who's this employer of yours?
Well, aren't you curious?
Well,
I like that. I work for the Holy Order.
the Holy Water. Wait, Holy Order? You mean the military unit of the gods?
Yes, but as you might know, this is the realm of Malphas, the guardian of the Lightborn. And here, the Order basically reigns for him. It's both the spiritual and judicial center of this country, so believe me, you'll see for yourself soon enough.
I guess that confirms our suspicions about what this kind of country is. And if I don't want to help you? No, wait a minute. I don't know. My character has a little bit of a soft spot for blonde guys. Let's go with that. Okay then, I'll help you. The faster I get rid of this fever, the better.
Splendid. There
Also,
are some things that
the
need
fever.
some explanation before we can get started, however. Where should I start? I take it you've noticed that in the past 2.5 years, this world has fallen into political chaos, right? Civil wars, usurpers everywhere, you name it.
Yeah.
And even though Enderal isn't directly affected by these wars going on everywhere, there are strange things happening here too. Take the
gods.
Woodsers, for example.
Oh.
There have been an unusual number of reports of wanderers being attacked by them in the open, which has never happened before. And the same goes for the Lost Ones, the living dead. Until 2 years ago, they were a rather rare magical phenomenon. But now every other corpse not properly cremated starts walking again as if it were the most natural thing to do.
You know,
The
walking.
strangest thing, however, is what they call the Red Madness.
Do you think this chaos could be in any way related to the rumors about Lightborn's deaths? I mean, I did mention that before. Was it to you? I think it was to the other guy. Everyone in Narim talks about them.
Yeah, the rumors. I've heard them too. And I could indeed imagine that they're true. And that there's a connection, yes.
Then you actually believe that someone did kill the Lightborn.
As I said, maybe. If you ask me, the Lightborn were never more than false gods anyway.
Can I ask about what he means by false gods? Because that is actually fundamental. Can I? No? No? I think this might have to do... So the Lightborn weren't actually the creators of the world. They could be considered gods because the definition of god in itself is very vague and changes from society to society. Could be just something that's more than human, or something that has a lot of power, or something that lives forever, or whatever. It could be the creator as well, but we're actually contrasting the Lightborn, which are 7, and they have an established history, at least in the intro cinematic, with the creator that we saw in the dream. So it might be more about that. Of course, again, this all depends on how conscious the writers are about all of these things, but still, that's my take on the thing. Let's not be. Well, let's be sarcastic. Yeah, my character. I must remember that my character is a jerk. Although, no, let's remember also that my character, she likes small blonde boys. So, oh boy, I got something in my throat. I don't have nothing in my throat anymore. Sorry. So, what do the Enderalians think about that?
Well, they usually leave the thinking to their holy order. And they, of course, deny everything. Even to talk about it as we're doing is considered a crime. But as much as I hate to say it, maybe it's better this way. At least for now. A spiritual crisis is the last thing this country needs at the moment.
Well, I imagine a nuclear weapon detonated at the center of your capital is also the last thing your country needs at the moment. And here I thought the Enderalians were the most pious people in the civilized world.
Please, don't take me as an example. I've seen that a long life is only one of the things powerful magic can achieve. And this whole false deity theory isn't that new, after all. And seriously, let's say the Lightborn really are as mighty and omnipresent as the revelations say they are. Wouldn't they have the power to magically smite me here and now for my insolence? The Lightborn were just powerful kings. No more, no less. But that's just how I see it. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Well, Nah, no sweat.
Splendid. You never know. But we're digressing.
It's a shame we can't actually put forth our opinion on the matter. It wouldn't be too difficult. It would just, we could have a choice, and like 7 or 8 different choices. But that does, this is there's a lot to say about stuff like this. Anyway, you mentioned something about the red madness.
Yeah, it's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their minds. Just a couple of weeks ago, for instance. There was a smith in Ark who slaughtered his entire family. He was drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like, "Fear the light," while he was doing it. Or a young noblewoman who killed herself by setting her family estate on fire for no apparent reason.
Oh, that might have been
Now,
me.
you might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen of them. That and the fact that the possessed's eyes glow red shortly before and during their deed has made people call it the Red Madness.
Oh, that makes sense.
And just 3 days ago it happened again. Only this time it was a magister from within the Holy Order itself.
A magister?
Right, you're not from here. A magister's a kind of sage from the Holy Order, who teaches the young novices who are aspiring to become keepers or arcanists. Yarrow was his name, a man who had more than 60 winners on his back.
What did he do?
He killed 15 novices and himself. According to the only eyewitness to survive, he entered the teaching room as usual to give a lecture on alchemy. But instead, he gave a strange speech in which he explained that humanity is corrupt, void, as he put it. And his eyes started glowing, he locked the door, and, well, he tore himself apart with a magical explosion. You can imagine the kind of uproar that caused.
Blazes, this is horrible.
And unnecessary. Completely unnecessary.
Well, you don't really understand why that happened, so you don't know if it's unnecessary. Well, but, well, I suppose I know what he means. Anyway, we're out of time for the day, so let's continue this interesting conversation about a world that we're dipping our feet in for right now, in the next episode. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Enderal. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye!